Hello and welcome to another edition of Across the Niger Delta. On the program, we will take you on a journey through the unique culture, lifestyle, and people of the region with a touch of entertainment, job creation opportunities, sports, and the likes. The environmental and socio-economic challenges faced by communities of the region are also looked at as we talk about inclusivity, resilience, as well as showcasing the rich cultural heritage of its people. On the program also, the opinions of locals and experts are also voiced and heard as we look at the challenges and opportunities of the region. I am Awero Swagene Ebo. Welcome to the program. On today's edition, Delta Senator Dafinone expresses gratitude for Monarch's release, says move is peace progressive. Bayelsa government seeks stronger partnership with oil giants. Civil society organization introduces off-grid solar technology to combat oil theft in the Niger Delta. On entertainment, Warri-born skit maker explains reason behind choice of social media platform. In sports, Minister of Sports Development, Eno, tasked Ministerial Committee on Strategic Planning for optimal performance in Paris. And on today's big story, Nigeria Meteorological Agency's prediction of impending flood in the Niger Delta and the way forward. Let's take a look at the stories lined up on the program for you today. The senator representing Delta Senatorial District, Senator Ede Dafinone, has extended gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Army Staff, for their efforts in securing the release of the King of Ehu Kingdom, King Clement Ikolo, the Urukwe I of Urubu Kingdom. Emphasizing the importance of collaboration between government, security agencies, and community leaders for peace and stability, Senator Dafinone acknowledged the support of Senators Ned Nwoko and Joel Onowakpo in ensuring the monarch's freedom. Similarly, Senator Joel Onowakpo has expressed appreciation to the military, particularly the Nigerian Army, for their understanding in releasing the monarch, noting its significance towards restoring peace in the region. The release of King Clement Ikolo has brought relief to communities, with the military hierarchy expressing confidence in resolving the underlying issues. Meanwhile, Bayelsa Monarch, the acting Amananowe of Igboramotu One community in Bayelsa State, His Royal Highness Goodluck Alagode, has voiced apprehension with regards to alleged assaults, mistreatments, and apprehensions of returning locals who fled after a military incursion following the Army 17 killings in Okwama, Delta State. King Aladogye urgently appealed to Governor Doye Diri to intervene and avert a potential escalation into a major crisis, alleging collusion between a disposed former monarch, certain members of an anti-oil theft security outfit, and specific military personnel stationed in the area. He stressed the distressing attack on innocent returnees and employed Governor Doye Diri to uphold peace in Igboramotu, citing the governor's recent visit as a testament of his dedication to peace. The monarch also highlighted the ongoing atrocities such as community raids, physical assaults, arbitrary detentions, and subsequent torture by soldiers, making tensions among residents. King Aladode has therefore beseeched Governor Diri to act swiftly to forestall further violence and safeguard innocent lives, particularly in light of plans by perpetrators to dispose chiefs and install their own representatives. He also expressed gratitude for the governor's relief efforts and pledged unwavering support for his administration's prosperity agenda. The king also urged the military high command to ensure their personnel adhere to legal protocols during their pursuit of suspects in the Okwama killings. Furthermore, he rebuffed accusations against ex-militant leader Endurance Amagben, lauding his integrity and charitable contributions to the community, while also urging the public to dismiss false allegations linking him to the soldiers' demise in Okwama. And more from Bayelsa State. The Bayelsa State government has expressed intentions for closer alliance with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company Limited to bolster community development endeavors. Governor Doye Diri stressed this during the unveiling of an advanced learning center and digital library at the Niger Delta University, NDU, made possible by the NNPC and Shell joint venture co-funded by the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB. While Governor Doye Diri reiterated the state government's eagerness for further collaboration with NNPC and SNEPCO in diverse development initiatives, stakeholders from the Niger Delta region praised the project's potential to elevate e-learning and research standards. Managing directors of Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited and SNEPCO commended the collaborative effort behind the project, highlighting its significance in community empowerment. The project, an emblem of unity and shared vision, received acclaim from various stakeholders, including the NNPC, SNEPCO, co-venture partners NCDMB and NDU. The NCDMB emphasized the project's role in grooming skilled graduates for the oil and gas sector, while NNPC emphasized its enduring benefits for the community. Meanwhile, the university's Vice-Chancellor, Age Allen, expressed gratitude to partners for providing a cutting-edge facility conducive to teaching and learning. Featuring a fully equipped digital library and collaborative learning center, the project engaged local contractors and offered on-site training, fostering skill development in the region. Moreover, NNPC, SNEPCO, and co-venture partners have made substantial social investments, positively impacting various sectors and communities. A civil society organization based in Rivers State, Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, has launched a mini off-grid solar light technology for remote communities in the Niger Delta region. Unveiled in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, the initiative targets a significant reduction, if not the eradication, of crude oil theft and illegal refinery activities in the region. During the launch, Executive Director of the organization, Fineface Dumanane Fineface, underscored the project's potential to displace artisan refiners and their adverse effects on life, property, and the environment. He also emphasized that merely eliminating artisanal refining without offering alternative livelihoods could lead to insecurity, militancy, and other undesirable outcomes. Fineface also emphasized the importance of providing off-grid solar electricity to these communities, offering youth alternative sources of income to dissuade them from engaging in illegal oil bunkering activities to tackle the challenge. Fineface stressed that providing power to impoverished communities lacking access to electricity is very crucial. He also added that the initiative aims to promote sustainable development in the region by empowering artisans such as welders, hairdressers, barbers, and shop owners to operate without relying on fossil fuels. In a related development, the Nigerian Navy ship Delta has issued a stern warning to criminals operating within its jurisdiction, cautioning them to desist from unlawful activities or face dire consequences. Commander NNS Delta, Commodore Abba Mushin, gave the warning during a quarterly route march conducted by the command's personnel in Warri of Delta State. Mushin emphasized that the NNL's Delta areas of operation are not a haven for criminals and urged them to vacate peacefully, allowing law-abiding citizens to conduct their businesses without fear or threats. The route march, which commenced at the Warri Naval Base, showcased the Navy's readiness, physical fitness, and military spirit. Highlighting the importance of teamwork, professionalism, and integrity, Commodore Mushin underscored the significance of endurance and collective effort in fulfilling the mandates entrusted to the Nigerian Navy by the federal government. He expressed gratitude to residents of Delta State, particularly those in Warri, for their support and emphasized the importance of maintaining positive civil-military relations. Moreover, Mushin advised naval personnel to exercise caution on social media platforms, urging them to adhere to acceptable standards to avoid vulnerability. He further reiterated the Navy's commitment to safeguarding the community and pledged to enhance outreach to ensure the protection of citizens. And moving now to entertainment, Warri-born skit maker Sabalo has explained his reason for his choice of social media platform to promote his skits. The Delta skit maker who started Sabalo Clinic, which featured child actress and comedian Moyi Dada and many others, has now been said to have a net worth estimated at $250,000. This is a case of stick to what works for you, and over time, with consistency and dedication, recognition and, of course, money will be in flow. He has worked alongside popular Nigerian comedians like Officer Wos, Moyi, Princess Joy, Small Daddy, Yawa Skits, and many others. For me, it's the way he pouts when he is found in wrongdoing, and sometimes I wonder if this is as a result of the many slaps he gets from those pretty ladies during skits making. He goes like, and all of that. But however you see it, in the Niger Delta, we have talents, and for him, being in the net worth of $250,000 is not something you should joke with. And you should go check out his social media handle for those of you who are skit makers and you feel you have something to offer on social media. The best platform, I think, is what he is using, because he said it is easy due to its easy access to monetization. And now let's move on to sports. Nigeria aims for gold medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics, aiming to replicate the success of 1996. Ministerial Podium Performance Committee has been tasked with strategic planning, focusing on sports where Nigeria excels. The collaboration between the ministry, the NOC, and federations is crucial, ensuring Nigeria competes well in Paris. The Games are scheduled for July 26 to August 11, 2024 in Paris, France. And up next, we move on to our big story for today.
I'm in Voices, where everyone has different opinion on different issues. It is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
ADBN, Advocate Broadcasting Network.
ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop.
Are you a young adult with a passion for storytelling and content creation? Do you reside in the Niger Delta and desire to become a filmmaker or content creator?
Then you should register for the ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop, an exciting opportunity brought to you by ADBN TV. Embark on a journey to unlock your creative potential by learning the art of filmmaking, sound design, and lighting using your smartphone. This is your chance to turn your ideas into reality. So hurry now and register via our website at www.adbntv.com. But wait, that's not all. Your creations will be aired on ADBN TV, channel 258 on DSTV, 140 on StarTimes, Avo TV app, Limex World TV app, and Niger TV app, reaching audiences far and wide. And guess what? 3 lucky winners will be selected for the grand cash prize of 5 million naira.
Meet our facilitators.
Register now at www.adbntv.com and take the first step towards a future in filmmaking and content creation. ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop. Unleash your creativity.
Tune in to Niger Beats on ADBN every weekday on DSTV channel 258 and Star Times channel 140. Let's vibe together to the hottest tunes straight out of Niger. Don't miss a beat. Join the reading, join the fun.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues, it is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
ADBN Advocate Broadcasting Network.
ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop.
Are you a young adult with a passion for storytelling and content creation? Do you reside in the Niger Delta and desire to become a filmmaker or content creator?
Then you should register for the ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop, an exciting opportunity brought to you by ADBN TV. Embark on a journey to unlock your creative potential by learning the art of filmmaking, sound design, and lighting using your smartphone. This is your chance to turn your ideas into reality. So hurry now and register via our website at www.adbntv.com. But wait, that's not all. Your creations will be aired on ADBN TV, channel 258 on DSTV, 140 on Star Times, Avo TV app, Limex World TV app, and Niger TV app, reaching audiences far and wide. And guess what? 3 lucky winners will be selected for the grand cash prize of 5 million naira.
Meet our facilitators.
Register now at www.adbntv.com and take the first step towards a future in filmmaking and content creation. ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop. Unleash your creativity.
You're welcome back to Across the Niger Delta, and this is the Big Story segment. The Nigeria Meteorological Agency has predicted that some parts of Nigeria, Niger Delta states inclusive, like Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, amongst others, are more probable flood risk areas in 2024. This was made known by Minister of Water Resources, Professor Joseph Useb, during the 2024 Annual Flood Outlook AFO in Abuja. Joining me on the conversation this afternoon is Chairman Nigeria Environmental Society, Akwa Ibom State Branch, and the person of Dr. Godwin Udofia. Good afternoon, sir, and thanks for being a part of the program.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, viewers.
Yeah. So now a lot of the questions are, must we believe what the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, is saying? But most of the time, AFO predictions are almost impeccably correct. They are without fault. So do you think, with the advice of the Minister for Water Resources, do you think it is possible that we still have room for proactive measures pending when the floods come?
Yes. Let me begin by saying that that agency, the operations of that agency is based on is scientifically based.
Okay.
And before they make predictions, they must have put all the data available.
Okay.
Sometimes they put into modeling before they come out with that. So those predictions, if you look at in the past, I think we can say that they are close to 80%, if not more, correct, their predictions.
Okay.
So definitely we should expect
the flood
this year.
Now, about 6 of the Niger Delta states have been mentioned to be part of these high-risk flood areas. Do you think, according to the minister, he said that the flooding, the period is between April and November of this year. Do you think we still have ample time in our hands to take these proactive measures he's advising us to take?
Yes, yes. April, this is April. It doesn't really mean that as we just enter April, that
April is about to end anyway.
It's about to end, yeah. And well, again, it's a prediction.
Yeah.
They may not be so precise on the period, the duration.
Okay.
But the fact is that we have to be prepared because it's a likely event or incidents that will happen.
Okay.
So we still have time.
Okay.
There's time.
Okay.
There's really nothing there. We have NEMA, and I'm sure probably the state should have had an emergency.
Each state.
It has been a recurring thing.
Yeah. Okay, speaking about states, in the meantime, the Akwa Ibom State government, during its interministerial monitoring and mitigation committee meeting, has said it is embarking on aggressive desilting of gutters and flood channels ahead of the heavy downpour. Is this not one of the proactive measures that the Minister of Water Resources is talking about? And do you think this is actually enough?
No, it's not enough.
Okay.
You see, when we talk about flooding, we have basically 2.
Okay.
There's a flash flooding that just occurs because of the amount of downpour. And that kind of flood is mostly experienced maybe in the urban centers. And if it is such a flood, yes, desilting gutters is a good measure.
Okay.
But what they are predicting goes beyond that. It's not that kind of flood that these agencies are talking about.
Okay.
They are talking about a flood that comes in a dimension that will submerge communities, submerge infrastructures, submerge farms. So when you go to desilt gutters
and flood channels,
meanwhile, most of the flooding will come through other river channels because it's an outflow.
Okay.
The rivers overflow the banks. You understand? So it is from there that the water comes in.
Into the communities.
Yes, comes into the communities.
Okay, so besides this desilting of gutters and flood channels, what other proactive steps would you advise in your expertise as an environmentalist?
I think there must be in place what they call emergency preparedness.
Okay.
It's not when NIMET or the other agency is making this pronouncement, then we put up a committee.
Okay.
There should be a standing committee that makes sure that they are prepared for this event.
Okay.
Because since 2012, we've been having flooding. Between 2012 and now, I think we've had more than 3 or 4 recent. So we need to have an emergency preparedness. And that goes beyond gutter desilting.
But that's a step in the right direction. A lot of states have not started this.
Yes, I'm still saying that it is not well.
So what would you advise?
There are many. It is a robust, a program.
Okay.
So when we talk about preparedness, have you actually identified the areas? They just said Akwa Ibom. But have you been able to identify which area are likely to be impacted seriously?
Okay, so first off, you want identification of the
Yes,
areas.
yes. Identification of the area that, likely, to be seriously impacted. Now, when that happens, what have we put in place?
Okay.
Evacuation. Because in most cases, like what we normally see, the people in those flooded areas, we need to be evacuated.
Okay.
So what logistics and what plans have we put in place so that these people can be evacuated?
Okay, now
when we create camps,
this evacuation you're talking about is about the people and their properties.
Well, not really. Sometimes when
because
it comes,
a lot of people in these areas where you seek identification, they barely own a lot because they expect these floods to come in one day or the other. So is it just for the people or for their belongings? Because these camps you're talking about setting up camps. Do we have any in the Niger Delta, then bringing it down to Akwa Ibom currently?
I don't think, I've not heard about it in Akwa Ibom.
Okay, so before now, prior to this time, when these floods hit, where do these people go to?
I think in Anambra State, in the past flood issues.
It's also listed as one of the states.
Yes,
yeah.
I think they had Anambra had a number of camps that they set up for evacuating the people.
Yeah. What about in the Niger Delta?
Difficult. It's going to be difficult because when you talk, properties are not sometimes evacuated.
Okay.
You understand? So it's just to make sure that individuals are salvaged. You come out probably with a few things. That's why in the camp now, those things that the non-food items that those people cannot come out with has to be provided in the ID camp. In the camp. Including medical services and so many other things.
Okay,
like
so
that.
It's just like a home away from home during that period.
Yes, yes, a home away from home because you must protect them against the elements. So if you don't have halls for them, you might have tents. Within the tent, they will need mattresses. They will need cooking utensils. Okay. You have to set up emergency medical outfit that will take it because definitely it's going to be, when you bring so many people together, there's bound to be some issues of health.
Okay.
Then water is very important. Sanitation, hygiene.
Okay.
You need to provide toilets and things like that. Okay. So these things will have, I believe, for us to say we are prepared, I think we should have these kind of things in place.
Okay.
Because even after this year, I think because of the climate variability, it's likely we may still have flood next year.
Okay.
But it's good for us to prepare. And that is, should make conscious effort to prepare for such events.
Okay.
So it goes beyond gutter desilting.
Okay. Now you spoke about the camps. Now, besides the camps, any other proactive measure that you think is worth taking?
There are some organizations. Yes, there are some organizations that should be placed on red alert.
Okay.
For example, now that they have gotten this information, have they contacted the Red Cross?
Okay.
Either the International Federation of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent.
Okay.
Have they contacted the Marine unit of the police department? The Marine unit. Have they contacted the Navy?
Okay.
How about the Air Force? Because it may come to a time that we need maybe aerial surveillance.
Okay.
It's the Air Force that can provide that. So all these organizations and agencies will have to be placed on red alert. And that is part of the preparedness that we are talking about.
Okay, okay.
So it goes beyond gutter, the silting.
Okay, and the role of the media, if I should ask you?
Media, very important. Forgot to mention that.
Okay.
Media, very important. Because the people that are the most vulnerable people or the people that are supposed to be evacuated need to be educated. A lot of them, even with the impending problem, they will still refuse.
Okay.
They say they can't leave their ancestral home and things like that. So education is very key, very important. Engagement. So this committee should go beyond that, identify the areas that are, most vulnerable. Now, see how you can begin to engage the people that in case this thing happens, this is what government will do, that you have to leave your homes.
Okay.
And these are the situations. So they can help pass information down. So it will be easy. During evacuation process, it will be easy.
Okay.
And in fact, they're supposed even to carry out some evacuation drills.
Prior to the
Prior to that very period, tell them this is what happens. If it happens, this is what will be required of you. Maybe a muster area, all of you get here so that it will be easy for you to be evacuated.
Okay, so every community should have a muster point when this kind of things happen.
A muster point, especially on the higher grounds.
Okay.
Yes.
On the higher grounds. And now this is all saddled on the state governments individually?
You mean
the state governments is supposed to do this sensitization,
yes.
Mock drills for evacuation, and all of that.
Yes.
Okay.
It is the state government responsibility to cater for the welfare of its citizens.
Okay. Now let's talk about post-flood.
Okay.
Just want to go there a little.
Yeah.
Now, relief materials for post-flood. Sometimes these people, they actually get food items, maybe mattresses replaced and all of that. Is it also the sole responsibility of the state governments? Because I know in the Niger Delta, in this region, most times there's this call to action that is always sent to the NDDC and some other well-meaning organizations and interventionist agencies. So should they depend on these agencies, or as part of preparedness, these relief materials should also come from the state governments?
Yes, the state government has a very big responsibility there.
Okay, then the other organizations might just come into support.
Yes, support.
Okay, support. Thank you very much.
That's why they created the NEMA, which is at the national level.
Yes.
I think we have SEMA, the state. The same, that kind of body is replicated at the state level.
Okay.
So while the federal government is putting in the aids and those assistance through NEMA, the state will also put their own through SEMA.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, sir.
Then other organizations are very free. Corporate responsibilities, organization, whatever that you can provide.
Okay. If I may ask, talking about other organizations, when it comes to flooding in the Niger Delta, what is the role of the Nigeria Environmental Society in all of this?
Yes, the role of what we as a society, what we do concerning that is basically like what we are doing today.
Okay.
Is sensitization and public awareness. You just ask a question whether those predictions are true. And I think with our experience in the environment, we know that those predictions are sometimes 90% correct.
Okay.
So we have to tell the public that, yes, do not just take it as if it's just an announcement. Take it serious so that you begin as an individual to prepare for such events. So we take part in advocacy, we take part in sensitization, public awareness, and so on. Outside the education and other things, I think other measures requires a lot of funds.
Okay.
And we are just a non-governmental organization, self-sponsored, so we may not have the funds to go in. But we know a lot of, measures that could be taken, but those things requires funds.
Okay. And before we continue on the flooding, are there some environmental factors you want to point out that contribute to the intensity of these floods in the Niger Delta?
Yes, let me put it this way. If you place the map of Nigeria in front of you, you will notice that the Niger Delta is at the base. And every water or every river that flows in the hinterland finds its way. It must find its way to the ocean. Okay. And then the Niger Delta occupies the southern part of the map, where all these discharges will enter the ocean. Okay. So the location of Niger Delta makes it, how do I put it? Makes it, it can't run away from, it cannot run away from flood.
Okay, so it's something that has come to stay. We have to live with it and manage it.
Now, what we need to do is that to take measures that will prevent, or even if it occurs, it, the impact or the effect will be a little bit mild. Now, how do we do it? By being conscious. For example, the agency, Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency, came up with this information, public information. Yes. If we begin now to prepare, I think the impact will be less when eventually it comes. Okay. Now, the other thing that is man-made is Nigeria started experiencing this kind of massive flooding when Lagbo Dam in the western part of the northern province of Cameroon, when the source of Benue was dammed across that Lagbo side. Now, it creates a reservoir and collects large volume of water. Periodically, they have to release this water so as to save the infrastructure. Exactly. Yes. So I don't think whether I'm sometimes confused whether there is no synergy or understanding between the Nigerian government and the Cameroon government when they are about to release this thing.
I know there is an existing MOU to that effect. Good. So it's bound to happen.
Is it effective?
Okay.
Because sometimes this thing takes us as if it takes us by surprise. If Cameroonian government has now informed the Nigerian government that, so date, we are going to open. We do not need to wait for NIMET or Nigerian Hydrological Services to tell us that there will be flooding, because the consequence of opening that dam is that there must be flooding. Okay. Because the volume of water that is being released to ease the reservoir is such that River Benue, the level of the river will need to rise. And when it rises above the carrying capacity, it overflows. Sure. That overflowing results in what we call the flooding. Okay. We are not talking about rain, the flood that comes after rain. That's the type of, the one that we are talking now. Okay. So it overflows. And then, you see, whenever the soil, the carrying capacity, infiltration is exceeded, the water will now flow on the surface of the soil. So when that happens, it is, and this thing is not an event. They don't just open and close. They for extended period. So this water keeps on flowing. So that is number two. That one is man-made. Then a consequence of climate change that we've
I
been
was
talking.
going there.
Consequence of climate change.
As an environmentalist, you don't talk about that. Then
With that,
we've not started.
for now, there is the pattern of rainfall is different from what it used to be. Currently, you notice that even after much the rain has fallen, you still notice that the environment is still hot.
Very hot.
It never used to be like that. So that is an indication that there's something wrong.
Okay.
And what is wrong is what is referred to as climate change. So this thing is affecting the weather pattern. Then the rainfall, the precipitation has now changed, so that sometimes you have so much volume that is rain falling, creating so much amount of runoff. You understand? So if we have a situation where the river is overflowing its banks, then the rains are also coming heavily. So you can see the amount of water that we need. And as I said, the Niger Delta states or communities are at the base where all these waters from the Niger and from the Benue will eventually flow down before they can enter the ocean.
Okay.
And you notice that by the time you pass Onitsha, coming down, the water now somehow breaks. They break into kind of creeks and so on. That's what now forms the delta. Okay. All of them are looking for a way to empty into the ocean.
Okay. But before we wrap up, finally, let me ask, what is the synergy like between the Nigeria Environmental Society and government at all levels?
We as a society we've tried, and we've been making effort to see how we can contribute. But I'm not too happy to say that we've not been able to, as a society, get government attention the way we would have done it. The Lands and Rights agenda, that dialogue, Nigeria Environmental Society were invited, and we contributed so much to the document that finally came out.
Okay.
But sometimes meeting representative of government becomes very difficult.
Okay. Is it just here or across board in the Niger Delta and the whole of Nigeria?
Really, the experience in Akwa Ibom is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because,
do you interface with your counterparts in other states to know how they synergize?
We do.
Okay.
I want to tell you that in very many states, commissioners of environment are members of Nigeria Environmental Society.
Okay.
So if you have a commissioner who is a member of the society, you see the programs and activities of the society will seamlessly, push through. But where they are not, I have some, like a state like a Niger state. The time we went there, we realized that over 5 commissioners in the state executive were members of Nigeria Environmental Society.
Okay.
Therefore, you now see that it will be quite easy. Positions of the society can easily be pushed to government, and they will listen. Okay. But where we don't have people in government, you try to meet this one, In fact, all those environmental organizations, State Ministry of Environment, Waste Management, I'm sorry to say, we've been having serious problems in, putting our heads together.
Okay, sorry about that. We hope that in due time you will find your place in the table of these meetings and contribute to your quota. Thank you very much, sir. We must say a very big thank you to you for sharing your expertise on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll call it a wrap on today's edition of Across the Niger Delta. Till we come your way again, I am Averos Wogene Ebo. Bye for now.